Alright, this is a brief family tree of the House of Atreus. Anything underlined in green are the people that married into the family. The family starts with Tantalus, and Tantalus is the son of Zeus. He throws a party and thinks he can trick the gods because he's so clever, and he chops up his son Pelops and tries to feed him to the gods. Only Demeter, grieved by the loss of Persephone, falls for the trick and takes in the soup. In doing so, she destroys Pelops' shoulder. When they put him back together, she gives him an ivory one. For Tantalus' punishment, he is punished to forever be starving and thirsty and always be just out of reach of food and water. As soon as he gets near food and water, they magically retract from him. And there's a little picture. Once resurrected, Pelops tries to marry Hippodamia. Hippodamia's dad says, okay, you know what, you can marry her fine as long as you beat me in a chariot race. So he teams up with the dad's chariot driver, and he ends up getting the dad killed, and he kills the chariot driver so there's no witnesses. They have two sons, Atreus and Thyestes. They also have an adopted stepson, but that's kind of weird where they got him. The real sons kill the stepson in jealousy, and Hippodamia, mom, hangs herself in grief. Atreus, the first son, marries Erope and has two kids. Thyestes has two sons and a daughter, and has an affair with his brother's wife. When Atreus figures this out, he's very upset, and so he kills Thyestes' sons, cooks them, and feeds them to Thyestes without him knowing, and then he exiles Thyestes for cannibalism. The exiled Thyestes, seeking redemption and revenge, goes to various oracles, and they tell him that, hey, you know, if you have a son with your daughter, that kid will eventually kill Atreus. And so Aegisthus is born. He is abandoned as a baby because he's an abomination to the family. Atreus finds him, raises him. Thyestes comes back on the scene, reveals who he is, and then Atreus is killed by the child. Later down the road, at the onset of the Trojan War, Agamemnon tries to set sail for Troy, but he angers Artemis and she denies him the winds. She says he has to sacrifice his daughter, Iphigenia, in order to get the winds back. So he tricks his daughter into coming to town, sacrifices her, and his wife Clytemnestra is furious. She cheats on him with Aegisthus while he's away at Troy. When he gets back, Clytemnestra draws him a bath, he puts on a robe, and they stab him to death. Orestes is a fatherless. He kills his mother in revenge for his father. Having committed matricide, the Furies hunt Orestes, and he prays for forgiveness from Apollo and Athena. There's two variations of the story after this point. He's either absolved by his prayers, or he has to go on a quest. In the first version, he prays to Athena and she forgives him. In the second one, he has to seek out a sacred image of Artemis from the Taurian temple. In this version, Iphigenia was actually not sacrificed, but saved at the last minute by Artemis, and made the Taurian priestess in her temple. She doesn't recognize her brother at first, and her job is to sacrifice people, so she tries to sacrifice him. When she recognizes him, she gives him the thing he has to get, and they both run off, and the curse is lifted, and happy ever after, happy days, yay. The end.